Hello, fellow wanderers. Thank you for joining me as we wander through a very special game, Final Fantasy XV. An anonymous donor managed to give me a capture card, so I'm going to be able to play this for you guys a lot sooner than I thought I would. I have played through about 5 hours of the game, very inefficient 5 hours, where I just kind of wandered around, figured out the combat system, did that sort of thing. But I figured, you know what? I only get to go through a Final Fantasy game the first time once. And these games are pretty special to me. I've been playing them. My first one was actually the much derided Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. And I went on and played Final Fantasy IV, 2 in the US, which is one of my all-time favorites. And I've been a fan of this series ever since. And while there are a few things that worried me about this game, it doesn't matter. It's Final Fantasy. I've played every mainline Final Fantasy game except for 11. I've played X and X2. I did not play any of the Final Fantasy 13 spin-offs, but I did play Final Fantasy 13, and I enjoyed it considerably more than some people seem to. And yeah, let's play some Final Fantasy 15. This first video is... I don't know how the audio is going to work out. I just installed the capture card, just got the audio working. Had to tweak some things, change some things, but hopefully the audio is not too loud or too quiet. I will watch the video afterwards to check, but without boring you any further, let's get into Final Fantasy XV, a game that's been over a decade in the making. Tutorials, sure. The load times, by the way, are a wee bit on the long side. So I've done these tutorials before. I'm going to redo them for the audio check. There's a cute little thing down there. I'm not going to speak out loud for the characters that speak only in text, so... and by the way, I'm not progressing the text, it's all automatic, so read it if you can. He's not saying much of any import. But yeah, we're going to go through the tutorial again so I can check the audio balance. And you can all see that even with 5 hours in this game, I am still terrible at it. Because if there's anything that's true, I'm terrible at games. All of them, without fail. Even when I'm not streaming. And one thing I was worried about with this game when I first saw the previews was it's a lot of pretty boys. Well, it's a lot of pretty boys. It's probably the cast of Final Fantasy I've been connected with the least. And that audio's a little high still, maybe. We'll find out. But yeah, they actually have pretty good personalities, so I don't mind them so much. So we're going to learn how to do phasing. Phasing is preemptive blocking. That's what phasing is. And yeah, it's pretty basic tutorial. And we're just going to keep dodging him. They give us a ton of MP to dodge with. I'm doing nothing but holding square right now. And as long as you've got MP, you can dodge. Basically infinitely. I do have wait mode turned on, by the way. Basically, wait mode is whenever you're standing still, you pause the game, it lets you do some things, and yeah, I have to attack him, preferably from the backside. There we go, that's a blindside hit. Easier to do when you've got people with you than it is right now, but yeah. I think the music might be a little loud still. Nope, can't do it while in a cutscene. Can I do it here? No. I'll try and adjust that here in a minute, because that does sound a little loud to me. Parrying, this is time blocks. There we go. Options, audio. Okay, hopefully that'll be a little bit more reasonable. So, if you hold down block when that thing pops up, and then you hit O really fast, yeah, now we're in actual combat. the neat thing is, when weight mode works properly, you can actually catch some of those parry commands otherwise. Hi, you. And we're done. Alright. Yeah, parrying's not too difficult. Weight mode is a little annoying because it engages when you're standing still anytime you're in combat, even when combat's done. For a short while, yeah. It's a little annoying. And you can train your parry. Enemies have different speeds that I've seen that you have to react with parrying. I'm horrible at it. I can block him because he's got a big great sword. So yeah. I've only got one weapon, so we're gonna phase, smack you around a bit, parry, attack, does massive damage, and we're just gonna lay it on pretty heavy here. If you hit often enough, you could actually break them, and if you break them, they lose their current attack, and yeah. And there he goes. No, don't put a wait timer. Combat's over. Yeah. Time, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have a weapon I don't think I technically have a weapon he's weak to at the moment. Practice warping, sure. Warping, you're going to use a lot in this game. I actually like the warp mechanic. I think it's a little finicky, especially if you have weight mode turned on. It's not as good as during weight mode because it's harder to target the warp points. But we'll see what's going on here. It's warping time! Wow. That actually sounds really cheesy when I say it out loud. Alright, perform a blade warp. Hold triangle. Blade warps are pretty useless by themselves. Oh, right. Press triangle, don't hold. Hold does something else. So, lock on is R1. R1 plus R3 equals track. The funny part is I've tried using this in the actual game, and it doesn't seem to work. And now it's time to strike, so we're going to do a warp strike on him. And there we go, that's a warp strike. Lock onto an enemy, hit triangle, you do a warp strike. Point warp. Point warp is really useful. I'm going to kind of skip through pretty quickly. There's things up here. If you hang on to them, if you can see it there, your MP refills super fast. While you're up here, if you target an enemy, you can warp strike to them. You could bounce between these really fast to basically constantly warp strike your enemies. If there is an area nearby that you could get up to, stasis is awful. It's going to do cover. There is a cover mechanic in this game, which is really weird. You just hold square while you're next to something, and your MP refills fast. If you have any place you could warp to, warp there instead, because it refills considerably faster up on warp points. I think it's going to now make us actually fight him. Yep, try taking him down with warp strikes alone. We're going to lock on. Warp strike. Eee, warp strike again. Eee, we're going to go to a warp. Oh, I wanted you to go to a warp point, if at all possible. Oh. There we go. You can see here, we could basically just, because there's so many warp points here, we could just warp around freely, never worry about MP. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to warping. Resistances, yeah, we'll go over Libra and resistances. Libra, scan. If you haven't played a modern Final Fantasy game, the scan magic or Libra. Yeah, so we get to attack him. And it's going to tell us, yeah, your weapon sucks. And in fact, my weapon sucks. See there, I've got blue numbers next to the name, or purple. They might be blue. I don't know. A little colorblind. I think they even tell me what color it is. So, purple, yeah, purple is reduced, orange is increased. So, let's go into weight mode here. Whoa, oh, stupid tutorial. I'm used to being able to just go into weight mode when I want to. And yes, I'm taking a bunch of hits. I don't care. I just want to move on with the tutorial. There we go. So he's weak to daggers. And now we're going to get magic. Whoop. Oh, javelin, sorry. Let's go ahead and equip that. Press the center button to get to your menu. Equip your gear. Noctis, since he's not weak at all against the broadsword. Let's equip the javelin. And give him a stab. So yeah. That should be the end of this tutorial. Okay. So yeah, be ready to switch up your weapons. I don't know why they don't introduce Libra first. It would make a lot more sense to introduce Libra before you did all this stuff. That's okay. So we're going to get our first spell. Fire times 5. Thank you, little weird thing. But let's go to our menu, gear. We're going to go to magic on the end here. Fire. Spellcasting. You switch to it, you press O. You can move this around, and you target where you want it. This is an area effect. That big sphere of swirly light there, that's where it hits. And it hits you and your allies. So magic is a long-range weapon. But it hurts. Yes, Chocobo. Chocobo to you as well, small creature. Yep, holding is priming, then you can move it around where you need to. Yeah. And that's about it. You can't warp strike when wielding magic, so keep that in mind. Though, to be honest, usually you're far enough away from the battle that you're not going to be using it. Unfortunately, I've never managed to use magic without hitting my friends. Yeah, I've got Wait Mode turned on already. So we're going to learn Elemancy here. And what this is basically saying is, hey, he switches resistances. You're not going to be able to use the same weapons you used before. So let's wait for bunny creature thing. Oh, come on. Let me go into wait mode. Thank you. So you go to wait timer, you go into wait mode, you target him, you hold down L1, and now he's weak to dual swords or daggers and ice. So let's go in here. Gear, I think I already have daggers equipped, but he's weak to ice. So we'll go to Elemancy. We have flasks, so pick a flask that's not being used, go to ice. Let's pump all of our ice into there. Potency 15, so this is really going to hurt him. And we're going to equip it down here where fire is. Alright, so. And as you can see, well, I guess it doesn't hurt you, but it does hurt your allies. And now we're going to warp strike him. Warp up here. Warp strike him again. And warp strike him again for fun. Move out of the way. Run up to a warp point to get my MP back. Warp strike him again. And yeah, you could do a lot of this. Hi, you. Just kind of waiting for Blizzard to recharge. And boom. He's done. Trust me, the first time I did that, I was way worse at it, and according to the game, I'm still quite terrible at it. About the only thing I ever get an A+ on is offense. I really don't know what their finesse rating is for. I have none. I brute force my way through all the fights, so if you're looking for a finesse-filled playthrough, I'm not it. I'm sorry, I'm having way too much fun. Even though I've already played through this before, I love Final Fantasy. So we're going to learn Leak Strikes here. So they you only control Noctis this entire game. When you parry or blindside, it says here, with one of your primary weapons, sword, greatsword, or polearm, they might join in. So we've got a sword. What are you actually weak to? It's not going to let me find out, is it? Oh. Oh, that should have parried. But it didn't. Come on. I dodge. Come on. I need him to do his parryable attack. And parry. He was probably too far away. Whoops. Tell you what. Yep, block, parry. There we go. That's what it wanted us to find out. And go behind you. Block, parry. And now we'll learn techniques. So there's a tech bar that I ignore a lot. And we'll do Piercer. Oops. So you do L1, press the direction of that particular person, and then when they're done, you press O. That's about it. It's a follow-up. Or O, circle, basically, same thing. Yeah, press circle. I don't know if there's a timing element or you just have to do it before it gets too small. And danger mode, he's going to wail on me. I appreciate that. Alright, friend, come here. Your friends will automatically get you up when they're not busy. Even if they're also in danger mode. But to be honest with the way I play, they almost never get hurt and I just get wailed on because, well, I'm impatient and I don't pay attention. So pay attention to the health bar. It's got the white, the gray, and the black. The gray will refill after battle, the black will not. So you should use potions to refill your black part of your meter when you can. Now it's going to tell us how to use items. So you press R2. Yep, thank you. Please give me the elixirs. Alright. So we'll use an elixir on Noctis, seeing it refilled the black portion as well. And we'll use an elixir on Prompto, and it will refill him to full as well. There we go. Nothing too complicated. I'm one of those people who never uses items in games, so it's a real switch for me to actually have to use items in this game. And I do have to use items. Sometimes it gets pretty crazy. Yay, team up, take down. Thanks for the fire. Okay, what are you actually weak to? You are currently weak to great swords and lightning. Give me lightning? Nope, you didn't. Let's go up here. Go like this. Parry. Go get me the Link Strike. We'll hit you with Piercer. I think you're invincible while Piercer's running, or any of the Links. And parry. And he's done. He is really weak to great swords, and great swords do a lot of damage. Oh, hey, I got an A+ with S. Woohoo! Because I think it's when you vary up your attacks. So after this, we're going to start a new game. I'm going to pause the video here, check the audio level, see how everything is, and when we come back, I will meet you in the game proper, where we start with what I think is one of the worst introductions ever to a game, and you'll see why. Until our paths cross again, everyone, have fun and be safe out there.